Good Saturday to everybody here on YouTube and any other social media network. I just got done watching 2000's version of No Way Out, which took place here in Hartford, Connecticut. What an awesome show. This is the first time I've seen it since it actually took place. One of my nephews, Josh, attended that show with his girlfriend. He was sitting behind Lawler and Jim Ross. This show was enormous. It was superb. It started off with Kurt Angle, the European champion, going up against the Intercontinental champion, Chris Jericho, who came out along with Chyna, whom they mended fences. A pretty good match overall. It went back and forth, but it wasn't until Angle cheated, having the European belt clutched to his chest, went in, hit Jericho over the head, and got the 3 count, and now becomes Intercontinental champion as well as keeping the European Championship belt. Really good match there. Next up, we saw the New Age Outlaws, the tag team champions, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn going up against the Dudley Boyz. Another good match. These two went at it like no others can. And if you like the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, these guys are phenomenal. They're great on the mic. They're great in the ring. But it wasn't until Bubba Ray hit Billy Gunn outside the ring in the shoulder with a pipe that really left Road Dogg to do all this on his own. He ended up taking the pin. The Dudley Boyz became new tag team champions. So the first 2 matches were title changes. Awesome here in Hartford, Connecticut. Up next, it was a somewhat of an okay match. Viscera going up against Mark Henry. This was a match where these guys sort of like fell apart from each other due to differences. And it was a little bit of a beatdown, but it wasn't until Mae Young came out, which enabled Mark Henry to get the win over Viscera. But not a bad match. But up next was a match that was superb. A tag team match. The Hardy Boys coming out with Terry Runnels going up against Edge and Christian. And prior to this match, Terry Runnels went to the Acolytes. The APA Protection Agency wanted to get their help. This match was superb. As we all remember, the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. This is one of the great feuds of all time in WWE Tag Team history. And it got down and dirty. And Jeff Hardy was standing on the ring ropes on the turnbuckle when Terry Runnels pushed him off. Matt Hardy's going, what the hell's going on? And all hell broke loose. Terry slapped Matt Hardy in the face. When it was all said and done, Christian got the pin. Edge and Christian become the #1 contenders to the tag team titles, facing the new tag team title holders, the Dudley Boyz, at WrestleMania. After the match was over, it was a huge beatdown by the Acolytes on the Hardy Boys. What a great match. Then up next we had the Boss Man with Albert going up against Taz. This match ended abruptly. Taz was taking it to the Boss Man. Albert got into the ring. Interference. The ref called for the bell. It was a DQ. But after that, Albert and Boss Man kicked the living hell out of Taz. But Taz would not give up. He kept coming back for more and more and more. A really good match there as well. Then we had X-Pac with Torrie Robertson. Everybody remember Torrie going up against Kane in a no-holds-barred match? Brutal. Another brutal match. This whole card was great here in Hartford. X-Pac and Kane just delivered in a no-holds-barred match like no other. Torrie tried to get herself involved. Kane started taking it to X-Pac. Torrie again getting involved. And it finally came down to outside the ring where X-Pac had the top ring steps. And you know where that little V is cut out. that goes up against the ring post. He took that and he shoved it down on Kane's neck, held him down for the pin. What a great match that was as well. Then up next was the Radicals. Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko going up against Too Cool and Rikishi. It was a pretty good match. It was very, very entertaining. One would have thought, this being the Radicals' first pay-per-view since coming to the WWE, they would have got more out of this match, and they did. Dean Malenko was quite the heel in this match. He broke up a lot of opportunities for pinfalls by Too Cool and Rikishi, but in the long run, it was Rikishi getting the pin on Dean Malenko, and Too Cool and Rikishi getting the victory. Then up next, The Rock versus The Big Show for the #1 contendership at WrestleMania for the WWE title. Now, they showed flashbacks. The reason why this match took place, because when Big Show showed at the Rumble that The Rock's feet did hit the floor, that's why they had this match. This was a good match as well. A lot of battling going back and forth. There was a point where I thought The Rock was going to win, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't remember the outcome of this match. Earl Hebner got knocked out of the ring. Big Show had The Rock down, waiting for the 3 count. Tim White comes in. He's making the count, going down on the 2nd count. Hebner pulls out Tim White. They're outside the ring. They start fighting with each other. Big Show again going at it with The Rock. All of a sudden, out comes Shane McMahon after The Rock was taking it to the Big Show. He come in with a chair, wailed The Rock in the head with the chair, ran around the ring, got Earl Hebner. Big Show on The Rock for the pin. A great, great match. But the best match of it all was the main event. Cactus Jack, Triple H, Hell in the Cell match. What a match. If you guys haven't seen this match, you got to go back and watch it. No Way Out, 2000, Hartford, Connecticut. Brutal, brutal match. What can I say? Bloodshed everywhere. Triple H and Mick Foley really did a great, great job in this match. Both guys got bloodied up big time. Triple H finally taking a beating from Cactus Jack, climbs up the outside of the cage, gets on the top of the cage. Foley tries to climb up. He throws up his 2x4 with the barbed wire around it. Triple H is hitting him in the head with it, rubbing his forehead in it. Then he kicks Cactus Jack a number of times, and he falls off the top of the cage onto the announce table. Unbelievable. I thought it was all over then, but no, it wasn't. Cactus Jack got back up, finally got back on the top of the cage. Another beatdown between the two of them. Part of the screening at the top of the cage broke through at one of the corners. Foley was taking it to Triple H with the 2x4 and the barbed wire, and then finally he lit the 2x4 on fire, going after Triple H with it. But Triple H got out of the way. Then Triple H threw Foley over his back. The top of the cage broke free. Foley went down through the top of the cage onto the ring mat, broke the ring mat, and sat there or laid there motionless. Unbelievable. So Triple H finally gets down into the cage. He kicks Foley to make sure, he's not really mobile. And all of a sudden, Cactus Jack comes back to life. Unbelievable. They go at it once again, and finally Triple H puts a pedigree on Cactus Jack and ends up getting the win. And the stipulation in this match was if Cactus Jack lost, he had to retire from wrestling. So that was the retirement match of Cactus Jack. But guys, this card was phenomenal. They don't make them like this anymore. And I was really proud to say that it was in my home state of Connecticut, right now in my hometown of Hartford. So if you haven't seen No Way Out 2000, You need to go and check it out. You won't be disappointed. This is the Iceman on this Saturday. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next time.